Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Not Everybody Needs a Podcast with your host, Mackenzie Rencher. Why do I feel like I just said that so fast? Guys, I think I'm working on one brain cell today, so I cannot wait for this episode and see how many silly things I say because one, I was up way too late last night just trying to do everything that I need to get done for this week. Tomorrow is launch day for House of Bex, which is crazy. I feel like I announced it so long ago, but it was only a week and some change ago because I announced it. I was thinking about doing it a week before. And then once I decided that I wanted to do the podcast, I was like, podcast, pop up. Here we go. We're 1 second in and I'm already, hello. Anyway, when I decided I wanted to do the pop up, I wanted to give people enough time to be able to decide if they can come or not. And so I wanted to announce a little bit early. So I am just ready for this to drop and be out in the world. I was running errands this morning for the pop-up. We're doing I don't have to keep any of this a surprise because it's already going to be done by the time that this comes out. But we're doing a full candy bar. I really wanted to do this pop-up because I wanted it to be like a celebration with you guys of just this being out, but I also just wanted to be able to give back and do a community event, which I think is fun. And I love bringing people together and doing fun things like that. And so I just had this vision of doing a candy bar of sorts. And I got this really cool custom candy. I don't even know what you would call it. They're kind of like candy bins made with one of our logo colors, that red. And we're filling it up with 97 pounds of candy, which is insane. Whenever she told me that we would need 90 pounds to fill up the containers and make it look full, because I was like, I don't want it to make it look like it's not filled. I want to fill it up to the brim with candy and make sure that we have plenty for everybody coming because I don't want anyone to leave empty-handed. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to do 97 just in case we need to do a refill. I want to make sure everybody has enough. We did these cute little custom little, I guess they're trays for the candy that people can scoop and carry around and eat it. And it says House of Bex on it. I don't know if it has candy cart on it or what. I just know that it says House of Bex on it. And then we're doing some free ice cream as well from Happy Cow. If you guys don't know, it's a local dairy farm here, and one of my really good friends' parents own it, which I did not know before I even knew about Happy Cow. We had Happy Cow in Columbia, where I grew up, which is still in South Carolina. It's not far from here. And one of our friends basically had a dairy allergy, and the only milk that he could drink without it hurting his stomach was Happy Cow because their milk is just so high quality. So it's so full circle that I ended up becoming friends with Bryce. Her family owns it, and now they're doing ice cream for the event. And they just released ice cream, I believe, last year. It was before Bryce. It was while Bryce was pregnant. And she brought it to our house to give a taste test. And I said, this is so freaking good. So we're doing 6 different flavors. They're debuting their I almost said Halloween flavors. They're Christmas flavors, the peppermint bark and eggnog. So, it's just going to be so good and festive. And then we are doing a separate station for day drinkers, which is the people that I am working with for my custom. Why do I keep saying custom? My coffee that is also coming out tomorrow whenever the collection drops. And it's a s'mores coffee, and they're just doing a nitro cold brew version of it for the event. So it'll be the same drink that you can get at Day Drinkers until the end of the month. And it's a s'mores drink. So it's graham cracker and just think chocolate graham cracker, marshmallows. They toasted marshmallow on top with graham cracker crumble, and it's so good. And so I'm excited to have that at the event. And then finally, we got a clothing rack made, which is so cool. And it says House of Bex on it with our logo colors again. And we'll be able to hang some of the pieces there. We're going to have the mugs there. We're going to have a few pieces from the collection there. And I made sure to pull it just in case because I was nervous that we would not have enough. And so I wanted to make sure that we had plenty for the pop-up. And so Yay, I can't wait. My friend Brooke is doing pictures for it. I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing. It'll be very exciting. And I just cannot wait to see the pieces being purchased by people. And I don't know, that's just like, will get me emotional just watching it go into the earth. And at this point, all I can do is just release it and let it be. And I feel like it's just going to be a big party and I'm excited. So cheers. Hopefully when you guys listen to the next episode, I will have a praise report. I don't even really know what that means because honestly, I'm fine with like no matter what happens. I feel like I can say that confidently. Like I have peace with whatever and I don't want to set an expectation on it, quote unquote, doing well, because to me, I feel like just getting it out in the earth and like doing it the right way and doing it slowly and not rushing it and using the fabrics that we use and taking our time and doing as many samples. And that is what feels like success to me and what I'm really proud of. And I have no control over, you know, how people take it or if like, I don't know. I just don't have control over those things. So I just want to focus on like just me being proud about it going into the earth. And so I feel very at peace. Also, if I look nuts, it's because I got my eyebrows done this morning. And when I get my eyebrows waxed, they stay red all day until like the next morning. But I have to get them waxed because if I don't, they just grow back immediately. Like if I just pluck them, I feel like as soon as I pluck it, the other ones come in. It's just annoying. But the girl who does my eyebrows kills it and she tints them. And somehow she just makes my eyebrows look double the amount of thickness that they actually are. And she eats down. I feel like today I've been running around with like a chicken with my head cut off because I've been dropping off like pop-up stuff. I got my nails done, which is really cool because my nail tech did a 3D heart on my nail to kind of match the mugs. Sorry if I'm talking about the collection so much. I feel like it's just taken up so much of my mind and I'm just proud. I literally feel like I had a baby and it feels weird to not talk about like being postpartum. You know what I mean? Even though I'm like in the mix of it all still, I feel like it'd be weird to like not acknowledge the fact I had a kid and that's what it feels like. But anyway, my nail says these are the days on it, which is super cute. And it'll be fun to look down on that for weeks to come. And yeah, I just feel like this is the first time I'm sitting down with my thoughts today. And I feel like a little bit crazy. Next week, guys, I'm going to Cabo. I will be gone all week. We're going to Cabo with my mom. She has a timeshare in Nobu, which is so cool, in Cabo. And so we're spending a full week there. We're taking the kids. It's going to be a vacation mixed with non-vacation because I feel like, I mean, not to say like you can't have a vacation with the kids. It's just a different kind of vacation. So you have to like prepare yourself for like, I'm really just parenting in a different location, which is fun because I always want to make sure that we're taking our kids places and like they're getting experiences. And Beckham has been talking about, she calls it Maycation, not vacation. It's Maycation. And she's like, we're going on Maycation to Cabo. And she's so excited. She has no idea what it is, but like, she just knows that we're excited to go. And so I feel like my head has been all over the place that I haven't been able to like even process the fact that we're going to go do that. So I'm very excited to do that next week. And I plan on just taking some time off because it's been a crazy last few weeks. I hate when people like, I don't ever want to be like, I'm so busy because like, aren't we all? Like everyone always has things that are going on and there's busy times in life, whatever. But just lately, I feel like I've been on my phone a lot and it'd be nice to just like not be on my phone as much while we're there, even though like we'll both be working there. It'll just be nice to just take a break and be together and focus on like being a fun, present parent and spending time with Darian and I, because we're going to do like, or I at least try to do dinners where my mom has the kids and then we can go to dinner and then we'll obviously have the kids and do bedtime and they can go to dinner because she'll be with her husband. And so it'll be like a nice little mix of everything. Like we'll still get quality time and all of that, but also we get to bring the kids and give them a special time and make memories with them. So it'll be a very special week. And then this past weekend we were in Jacksonville, which was very fun. We went to a Jaguars game. I literally feel like I was just talking about being in Jacksonville because we were there last month, which is rare that we go like back to back, but I don't know how, that was just how the games worked out. But they did lose, RIP, but the kids had the cutest matching outfits on. You guys can go look at pictures, but it was so adorable. We got the cutest pictures of them in them, and just seeing them all run around and be fun, and just taking the kids to go and do things like that. Like, is it fun necessarily to take 2 toddlers on a 6-hour road trip? Not necessarily. They don't want to be doing that. Like, they want to be running around and being free. And, you know, it's not the funnest, but whenever you're there and you get to make memories, it's always worth it. I feel like I'm always repeating myself saying that, but it is. And it's good to push through those hard moments to experience making memories. And it was just sweet to all be together. It was Monica's birthday. We celebrated her birthday, which was fun. Marissa made her like a little happy birthday Mon cake. And it was just a good weekend. I feel like we just had some special memories made, as always. And I'm still catching up from being there because we left on a Tuesday, which is just a long story, but I basically had to fly to Atlanta from Jacksonville and fly back that night back to Jacksonville to be there for the road trip with Darren, because it's just hard to not have 2 people in the car for a road trip. We have like a lot of different things planned. We're going to Disney next month. We're going to a few other places that I don't know if I can say yet. What else? I literally feel like I wrote down, I have a big announcement next month that has nothing to do with like House of X or clothes or anything. Just a really cool thing that I get to do. And again, I hate to be that girl that's like, I can't say, but like, I really can't because it's not ready yet. So it wouldn't make sense to say, but you guys are going to be excited about it, I think. So I'm very excited for that. There's just like so much fun, so many things to look forward to. And I hope that like, I just continuously soak it in, and I'm just grateful for everything. Like my nail tech was asking me like how I was feeling about everything, and I was like, honestly, I'm just grateful. Like I feel very just happy and grateful, and like why would I waste my time worrying about like how XYZ is going to get done? Like I just want to soak it in and be free. And yeah, also before I forget, because I know I will forget at the end and be like whatever, I want to hear about what you guys like about the podcast. I want to hear about what you guys want to hear about on the podcast. If you guys like to hear about what's going in my life, if you guys like when I just talk about like different topics that are going on, I don't know. I always love to hear what you guys want to hear, because you guys are the listeners, and I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, I used to like when she used to do this and she doesn't do it anymore, whatever. DM the podcast page, DM me directly, whatever. I'll probably see it more likely if you guys DM the podcast page, because some of my like DMs go to spam or hidden requests, and I don't see them for months, and that's annoying. So if you guys DM the podcast page, I'll be able to see it, and I just like to hear it. I like to see your Mackenzie's mindsets and just get y'all's perspective on what you like to hear about. And do I even know what's going on in the world? Like, what are like hot topics right now? I definitely should hit on some hot topics that are going on. Like the Taylor Swift dropped an album. I have very, very mixed reviews on this album, I have to say. I like 50% of it, and the other 50%, it's not for me. But all my friends, I feel like for the most part, like love the full thing. I think for me, I like a few songs, and then a few songs I'm like, I don't know if it really does anything for me. But I don't even like saying that. I immediately want to cut that, because I'm like, why am I giving my perspective on this? And like, who cares? Because it's so relative, you know? Like, that's how I feel. But if someone else loves the album, I'm like, yes, love the album. Like, if you think it's a no skip album, then like, don't skip any of them. Listen to them. Thrive. Like, I don't even, like, what's the point of giving my opinion and saying I only like half? Because like, not that Taylor's ever going to see this, but like, she should be proud of the work of art that she made. And I don't think she needs to hear people being like, I don't like XYZ. Like, I hate that energy. Just scrap that whole thing. Not for real, but like, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm giving hot topics on things or like talking about what's going on in the world, I kind of just want to be like, do what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? Am I not a good podcaster for that? Like, maybe I should give hot takes and be spicy. But I'm like, I just get, every time I give my opinion, I feel like I'm like telling somebody else that their opinion, whatever. It's really just a discussion. I think social media maybe has made me scared to give my opinion, because people are takes opinions so personally and are so like, that's your opinion, but you might like beans, but beans I choked on a bean whenever I was a kid. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I am sorry that you choked on the bean when you were a kid. And then it just makes me in my head about things. But all that to say, moving on, I've been having this thought a lot recently. I feel like I actually talked about this in a previous episode, but last night I got reminded of it. My friend Lila, that I actually met at my girls' night out event, and now she's one of my good friends, and we've been hanging out since. She has a podcast. I've told you guys this before, and it's called Growing Through It, and it's a Christian podcast, blah, blah, blah. She's just amazing, and she's such a beautiful angel light in the world, and I just love her. But she texted me yesterday, and she was like, I really want to pray for you this week since you're dropping, and I know that you've like been working hard and you have all of this planned, blah, 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 and I would love to pray for you and blah, blah. So she ended up coming over. How many times can I say blah, blah, blah? She ended up coming over last night, and she prayed for me for the week and just launch day and the pop-up and just like any nerves I might have, or just about everything. And I got reminded, she really was here for like 4 hours. It sounded like she came over, prayed, and left. No, that's just never gonna happen with Lila and I. Literally feel like we just sit and talk and talk and talk. And last night it was 11:30. Her husband was calling her and he's like, just checking up on you. Like, I'm a little worried. And she's like, no, we just keep saying one last thing and we just keep chatting away. But it just reminded me how little things like that, and like just thinking of others, and like when you actually spend time with God, how he will bring to mind other people, and really just like living in the moment and slowing down will help you be the hands and feet of Jesus. Like, when I think about how desperate people are to like be seen and also just be, I don't even know the word. Like, when I think of how many people need prayer or someone to see them or whatever, and need more than just someone being like, I'll be thinking about you, I'll be praying for you, which I think is sweet. And I'm not saying that you're not, but how many times are we like, I'll be praying for you, and then you're like, never once did I pray for them. Like, I know I'm guilty of that. And something that I've been trying to practice, and that's what last night was just like a reminder of how powerful it is not just like praying for you, but like actually stopping what you're doing and praying for someone. And if someone's talking to you about going through XYZ, or you see someone going through a hard time, or you see someone expressing like anxiety about something or whatever it is, like stopping and being like, I don't know if you'd be comfortable with this, but can I pray for you? Or if it's good friend, just being like, let's just pray. And even if they're not a believer, I always ask people if I could pray for them, just because I think that that's respectful. And I don't know, that's just like pressure and weird. And if they're like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, like, yeah, totally fine, whatever. You don't have to. But if they're comfortable with that, like just praying in the moment, it's so powerful. And you guys have no idea how desperate people are for that and how rare it is. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be as rare as it is for one of us to stop what we're doing and pray for someone or get prayed for. Like, as a believer, and most of my friends are Christians, we should be like praying for each other a lot more. That's not out of like condemnation or whatever. I'm just thinking about like what really being the hands and feet of Jesus is, and how we overcomplicate. Wait, I said it right the first time, and then I came back and I ruined it again. Overcomplicate. Send help. Guys, I have to chug water. Like seriously, this water is going to bring back one full brain cell. I swear. I need help. I'm drinking electrolytes and lemon because I haven't had a drop of water today because I forgot my water bottle while I was running errands. If you can drink water when you don't have a water bottle, like, God bless you. But me personally, I have to have a water bottle, or you're not going to see me take one sip of water all day. Moving on. Thank you for letting me drink. I think that we just overcomplicate really like following Jesus and being the hands and feet of Jesus to people. And I think we think like we have to go to the homeless shelter and like serve there, which sometimes, yeah, that is what it'll look like. But also sometimes it's stopping what you're doing and praying over the person doing your hair, or praying over a friend who's just talking about how heartbroken she is about her breakup, or maybe it's your friend is going through a hard time in her marriage and stopping what you're doing and actually praying for her. And you could, list on and on and on, but the power of prayer, if we really believe that God's ears are turned to us, and you have not because you asked not, that is scripture. Not sure which one. Maybe I should have looked it up prior to this. But yeah, it's like, if the Lord is literally like, just ask me, like seek and knock and seek me, you will find me. And if that really is true and we really believe that, then we should be knocking and seeking and asking a lot more. And I just think that we are losing out on seeing miracles or even just like peace given to people by not slowing down and being present and praying and asking God for like peace or whatever it is that they may need. And Lila doing that for me last night, like not only did it just make me feel seen and loved, but also like I have a different kind of just clarity and peace over today than I did yesterday. Like just the thought of tomorrow, I'm like, it's going to be fine. Like I really do believe no matter what ends up happening with the drop or whatever, I'm just okay. Like I just know I'm taken care of and I'm fine. And it just fills me with excitement and peace. And all that to say, I just think maybe this week, ask God to help you stop overcomplicating loving people and being like him. And there's this app called Dwell, and they have a everyday like meditation basically, or they do like a devotional every day that you can just listen to. So like this morning I was like so rushed. I ended up getting out the door and I was like, I didn't even get to spend time with Jesus and just slow down and like read or just think. And so I just listened to it in the car, and it's so good every day. And basically the one yesterday was talking about how like what it looks like to imitate God. And I feel like that is like a beautiful imitation of him. And did I say imitation? Imitation of him, and like what it looks like to imitate him. And I feel like that is it. It's like slowing down. And he was like constantly talking to the Father and leaning on the Father and slowing down and being with people and asking for people to be healed and whatever. And it's really just like being with people, looking at people, hearing people. And sometimes maybe the Holy Spirit's going to ask you to not pray for someone, but to go do that privately or like whatever it is. Like that's why it's important to really spend time, and it all goes back to the secret place and spending time with Jesus by yourself and learning about who he is so that you can hear him in those moments. Cause sometimes that's not going to look like praying for everybody. And then sometimes it will, you just never know. But it's just sweet whenever you get to like have those opportunities and slow down and really like be there for people. So shout out to Lila, you're my girl. I don't know if she's gonna listen to this, LOL, but I would love to have her on the podcast. If you guys would like that, I feel like that would just be fun. Or you guys can just go listen to her podcast. Let me know what you think. But yeah, just stop overcomplicating it and give yourself a break. Like take a deep breath. I think overcomplicating things when it comes to God is like I just like by default do that. And I don't really know why or where it came from, but I'm just so quick to be like, oh, I can't do this because X, Y, and Z, or I feel like I'm not doing enough in this area or this area. And and I feel like sometimes he's just like, my child, take a deep breath, be in the moment. I'm not asking like the world of you, and you just need to like just be in this moment. And like that's why I could go on and on about daily bread, but that's why the Bible talks about how you can't lean on the bread from yesterday and the bread tomorrow isn't ready yet, but like you're going to have what you need for that day. And I really don't know why I said that. I think I was just tying that back to like he's going to give you what you need for that day. Focus on that and don't try to overcomplicate things. That's what I'm saying. Sorry that like I've stuttered 7 times and like I truly am always asking God to help me get through these podcast episodes, because it's honestly hard to talk to yourself and also get a thought out, and also not, I just have like, my brain is going all over the place, and I hope you guys can't tell, but it is, but in a good way. Like, I just want to like make sure that I'm articulating things well and being clear, but also like being myself. You know what I mean? I feel like you girlies get it. Like the people and the boys. The people that listen to my podcast, like y'all just get me. Y'all really do. Like, I see your DMs, let me just say, and just the kindness and sweetness, and I don't know, like y'all's messages are just so sweet. And it's most of the time podcast listeners that are like sending me the sweetest messages. Not always, but most of the time. And I just think that's so sweet. And I just love you guys. And I feel like we have a sweet little community that I really appreciate. And yeah, there will not be an episode next week because obviously I will be in Cabo next week. So I'm taking that off. And then I will be back the following week with updates on everything that is going on. So I just really appreciate you guys and love you guys. But let's do a few Mackenzie's mindsets, because I feel like I didn't do them last week and I missed out on them. And so let's get into Mackenzie's mindset for today. Mackenzie's mindset is a little segment at the end of the podcast where I give you guys my perspective and my mindset on your questions or scenarios. So let's get into the first one. My ex-boyfriend and I started talking again after 2 months of being broken up. The breakup wasn't toxic, but I just wasn't having my needs met, so I left and moved states. I genuinely believe he's changed, but I told him he would have to move to where I'm at for us to be together, since when we dated, I moved around for him. I'm praying about it, but I'm just not sure what to do when I get back together and when I want to get back together, and he still hasn't decided if he can move to be with me, even though he also wants us to be together. Any advice on navigating breakups and reconnecting? Well, yes, I think that obviously I'm just going to take what I have, what you've given me, but I don't think that you have to live near each other to reconnect and to be together. I think it makes it a little bit more difficult. I don't know how far you guys live, but I think that you guys can reconnect and still be intentional while living separately and kind of decide that later on, because it sounds like a really big decision to make when you don't know if it's even going to work out, if you guys are going to be together. I think try to navigate that through like FaceTimes and visiting each other and like reconnecting and trying to see if that'll work out. And then months or even years down the line, that's when you can decide to move. And I know that that may be hard, but because you said you were praying about it, I'm going to assume that you are a believer. I really believe that the Lord will guide you through when the right time for that is. I think jumping straight into moving is a lot and it can put a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure on you guys working out, quote unquote. So I think right now, just take a baby step and start talking more and trying to see if you guys can like meet up and actually talk in depth. And with you saying it's like not a toxic relationship, it sounds like you guys were good and maybe it just wasn't right timing. But I would start with reconnecting and talk about moving later on and not put so much pressure on making that decision right now, because it sounds like you guys have a few other things to figure out before you can decide if that's the right move. So that would be my take on that. The second Mackenzie's mindset, I just have to answer this honestly because it's funny. How do I ask my bridesmaid to shave her armpits without being rude? Now, thank you for asking me this question. I feel very honored that you would trust me with something this heavy. I think that's one of those things where genuinely you just have to have a heart to heart and be like, I love you so much, Sally. I don't know what her name is, but love you so much, Sally. Would you mind? I know that this might annoy you, but like, is there any way that for my wedding you could shave your armpits? Just because I don't want it to be a distraction. And I know that that's a hard conversation, but I am a big proponent on having hard conversations as friends. Like, it's just naturally going to happen. Like, you're going to have a hard conversation, and it's one day. And I don't think she's attached enough to her armpit hair to like be so mad at you that for your wedding day, she can't shave her pits. So that's definitely hard. And I'm so sorry you're going through that. But I am hoping that she will take it well. And I think as long as you can like be funny about it and like make it, you know, obviously be like, okay, I know this is like funny or whatever, but do you mind doing that? And just be like, I just don't want it to distract and I don't want people to like blah, blah, blah. I think that you know your friend better and you know how to word it, but just like be kind. And I like to do the sandwich method. You start off kind, like you say like something nice, and then you say what you need to say about the armpits, and then you end with something nice. Like that's a good sandwich. Be genuine about it. Don't just like say nice things to just like fill space. But that would be my take. Those are our 2 Mackenzie's mindsets for the day. I love that we ended on that note. Like I said, DM the podcast page. If you guys listen on Spotify or on Apple, you guys can follow along on there. And then if you guys watch on YouTube, you guys can subscribe. And I think we're like, I don't even know what we're at. We're at 40,000, some change. I don't remember, but you guys subscribe and I will pop up on your little YouTube homepage more. That's all that does. It won't like spam you with anything, but just so it can show up more and be easier to find. I love you guys so much. I'll see you not next week, but the week after with a new episode of Not Everybody Needs a Podcast. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have the best week. Goodbye.